Cream the Rabbit is a Sonic character that often gets a lot of criticism, whether it's because of her behavior, her literal cheesy name with her KO sidekick Cheese, or because of her voice.
Amy, please be more careful with our only clue.
Often she has an incredibly high-pitched squeak when she speaks, and tends to have a bit of a habit of crying. A lot. That being said, the pair still have a pretty large fanbase, and loyal players who are always jazzed to see when they're included in a game. First appearing in Sonic Adventure 2, the duo will quickly become reoccurring characters, and now have amassed a bit of an interesting history over the years. So today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Cream the Rabbit and Cheese surprising facts. We'll be primarily focusing on Cream for this list since the character has more of an expansive history than Cheese, but fear not, Cheese will get some lovin' too, which is a very weird sentence. With that in mind, let's jump in. At number 10, a fox. Initially, Cream was conceived to be a fox character rather than a rabbit. The prototype artwork of the character depicts her as a fox not dissimilar to Tails, but with pigtails and a bow. Another initial sketch looks quite like a squirrel, but inevitably Sega ended up going with a rabbit instead. Speaking of her origins, Cream's name was intended to be a pun of two foods, according to Yuji Naka, if that wasn't already super obvious. Vanilla Cream, in association with her mother Vanilla the rabbit, and Cream Cheese, because Cheese the KO. How about Cheese's origins though? Well, that's our number 9 spot. According to Sega, the character was initially designed to be a playable one for beginner players, but instead this was changed to Cream getting Cheese as her constant sidekick in order to give her an offensive maneuver. This choice was made because Sega thought that if Cream had a different kind of attack, it would damage Cream's image as a sweet girl if she were to strike enemies herself. There are only 3 games where Cream is not with Cheese: Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut, Sonic Free Riders, and Shadow the Hedgehog. And at number 8, Amy's sidekick. What Tails is to Sonic, Cream is to Amy Rose. Amy often fills a big sister role to Cream, and they've worked together many a time. Along with Big the Cat, the two of them are on Team Rose in Sonic Heroes. The two often look out for each other in other games in the franchise, and interact often in cutscenes, with Amy Rose constantly looking out for her younger pal. In Sonic Advance 3, they make up Team Jubilee. And if you're the type who's craving some Amy Cream platform action, there's plenty of mods out there that have been crafted for Sonic the Hedgehog 2 that replace Sonic and Tails for Amy and Cream, which is actually pretty cool. And at number 7, her family. Cream was the very first character in the Sonic franchise to have been noted to have a known parent. Her mother is Vanilla the Rabbit, who also made her debut in Sonic Advance 2. She's kidnapped alongside Cream and Cheese by Dr. Eggman, and once Sonic saves Cream and Cheese, they seek out Vanilla, who tends to have a habit of getting kidnapped by the mad scientist. She's actually kidnapped twice in the game. Her later appearances are more cameo-esque, popping up during parts of Cream's narratives, or interacting briefly with Sonic, typically giving him information about Cream's whereabouts. Parents in general aren't overly common in the franchise's games, although a few characters do bring it up, including Chao, another character whose parent is actually known as being a character rather than just being mentioned in a throwaway line of dialogue. And at 6, her age. If Cream is always getting a lot of heat for being a character that has such a high-pitched voice and cries quite often, you would think that Sega would revise their approach on her, right? Well, there's a very valid reason as to why they haven't. It's because Cream is a child. When we're first introduced to her in Sonic Advance 2, Cream is only 6 years old. Now that you all know Cream's age, let's talk about something really weird at number 5. Shipping. It's time to weird you the f out by talking about all of the ships that fans of the series have dreamed up with the young rabbit character, in particular one really bad one. While initially that doesn't sound that bad, I mean really what could be wrong about her and Tails being an adorable little couple together, consider this one ship that gets more interest than it should. Cream and Dr. Ivo Eggman Robotnik. Yep, a grown-ass man with a walrus mustache, with a really young rabbit. The villain seems a whole lot more pervy now, doesn't he? Cheese also has a few ships too, weirdly enough. KO shipping is the ship name for Cream and Cheese. Triple dessert shipping is the ship between Cream, Cheese, and Chocolat. And Sweets Buffet shipping is Vanilla, Cream, Cheese, and Chocolat. Here's hoping the fans of the ship, though, approach it only with platonic intentions, because they're family, guys. It's kind of weird. And at number 4, Sonic Advance. Cream and Cheese are never characters that you'd imagine as being a top pick for when it comes to fighting bosses in the Sonic games, but turns out there's one series where the duo are a stellar choice: Sonic Advance. This is because Cream's flight abilities allows players to better avoid the attacks of the bosses in that series, and you can throw Cheese at a boss without even moving, which can result in an easy way to avoid taking any damage at all. How sneaky. And at number 3, McDonald's. McDonald's has always embraced pop culture hits when it comes to Happy Meals. Most major kid-adored franchises have done their time as a Happy Meal toy in the past, and of course you can bet that includes our favorite blue hedgehog. There's been some pretty cool Sonic-themed merch throughout the years, from toys released for Sonic the Hedgehog 3 in 1994 to handheld LCD games in 2003 and 2004 in celebration of Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut, Sonic X, and Sonic Heroes. Cream has appeared in a few of the commercials promoting these Happy Meals, including the notoriously bad one from Pakistan.
Cream puff flower cat.
Where all of the characters do not look anything like the characters. But aside from that, she did get a starring role in another McDonald's ad, alongside Sonic and two very enthused kids for the 2004 Sonic Heroes Happy Meal toys. In at number 2, Sonic Jump. Cream's jam is primarily cameos. She's only appeared in 3 main series console games over the years. She's even been cut from games in the past too though. This includes Sonic Jump, the 2012 mobile game that Sega released that recently became available as a Facebook game. It earned a hefty amount of controversy when it was unearthed that the game was collecting data that it shouldn't have been. Classic Sega. Anywho, in a more positive reveal, turns out Cream alongside Shadow and Vector were supposed to be included in the app version, but were never released since Sega decided to stop updating it. Despite it being on Facebook, it was announced that there were no plans to add more characters to the game. So what did we miss? Well, Cheese would have followed Cream around in the game collecting rings for her. Side note, based on these assets, when Cream curls up, it appears that she has 2 sets of ears instead of 1. And finally, in at number 1, Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut. Sonic games have a history of slipping in little Easter eggs of their characters from time to time. Most notably perhaps is the inclusion of Big the Cat running through the cutscenes of Sonic Adventure 2, resulting in some pretty comical reactions from players. Turns out Cream has her own little cameos in another Sonic game, Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut. While they aren't as hilarious or awkward as Big's cameos, Cream appears in the GameCube and PC version of the game, and also the Xbox 360 and PS3 version of Sonic Adventure as well. You can spot her at various points flying around Station Square, near the station itself at Twinkle Park, and the area surrounding Casinopolis. This, minus her trophy cameo in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, is the only smaller sized cameo where she just appears rather than being an unlockable playable character, like in Sonic Riders. Alright, there we have it friends. How do you feel about Cream and Cheese? Do you dislike them, like a lot of other Sonic fans? Or do you think that they get a lot of unnecessary criticism, and people should just be a little kinder? Give us your thoughts and feelings in those comments below. If you dug this video, please spread the love and hit those like subscribe buttons, and be sure to check out our playlist that's on your screen right now for more gaming goodness. And lots of Sonic. Like, lots and lots of Sonic. In the meantime, thanks for watching everybody, I'll catch you all in the next video.